Hey guys, and welcome back to Z3 Cubic. Today I'm going to open up and try out a new 2-part lubricant from Angstrom Research. So inside this package here is a new lubricant from the Cubicle that they sent over to me. I know absolutely nothing about it, apart from the fact that its name means something along the lines of quickness in Latin. So presumably, its purpose is going to be to speed up a cube in some sort of unique way. Anyway, this is all that was inside of the package, so let's hope that there's some useful information inside of here. Looks like there's a little sheet of paper that comes along with it, and there's actually 2 separate bottles. Alright, so it looks like this is a new product from Angstrom Research. It's called Celeritas, something like that. It says their first 2-part lubricant, and it uses a chemical reaction between 2 different reagents, A and B. And so it looks like A is the first part that you put in, and then B is the part that actually activates it after you put it in the cube. Now I'm not going to read all this. You can pause the screen here if you want to glance through it all. But basically it says once you put in reagent B, it'll produce a unique gliding feeling in the cube, and it will also extend the longevity of the gliding feeling. And it basically says it's not water-based or silicone-based. It combines the best attributes of multiple lubricants, presumably by having that chemical reaction between the 2 different parts. And then it goes through and walks through in detail all the different steps to use it. So let's go ahead and try it out by testing it inside of a cube. Here is the new Guoguan Yushao EDM, which is a nice kind of mid-range speed cube with some unique features that I tried out pretty recently. It's said to add the lube to a clean, dry cube, and I haven't set this up or anything, so it should be a good way to test it out. So let's take a look at the actual lubricant here. I guess first we have to figure out which one is A and which one is B. Looks like they have letters on here, A and B. Nice little 3D printed holder for them. So I think we start with A, so let's open up the bottle here. And it says to add 1 or 2 drops into the cube. Let's go ahead and do that. Maybe add 1 right here. There we go, and maybe 1 on the other side of the cube, like this. And then it says you have to kind of break in the cube a little bit, kind of spread the lube around the cube until it's covered all the inner surfaces of the puzzle. It said to do 1 or 2 solves on it, so I'll go ahead and do that and get back to you. Alright, so I just did 2 solves. It didn't really change much about the turning of the cube. Feels like just some basic water-based lube or something like that. But now it says to add 2 or 3 drops of reagent B, and then very quickly start turning the cube to make sure it gets applied consistently. So let's do 1, 2, 3 really quick, and then start turning. Alright, so it's gotten very kind of uncontrollably fast, which makes sense to me because I'm not very good at controlling really fast cubes. But the feeling of it is pretty unique. Like it said, kind of a gliding feeling. Like there's no friction, like you're just sliding something across a sheet of ice. I don't think I can really make a comparison in terms of like another cube or another lubricant that this is similar to. It's not at all like DNM37, which is just like fast and kind of retains the same feeling of the cube. It's not like Mystic, which makes it fast but also adds this nice smoothness to it. It's just kind of its own unique thing. Gliding, the word that they used, is kind of the only thing I can think of to describe it, and I'm not quite sure how much I like it yet. I think I personally like having a bit more of like a texture to the turning of my cubes, but it definitely is a really unique feeling, and I think some people will love it. Anyway, this cube is definitely way too fast for me with the new lube in it, but it did say in the sheet that it came with that you can add some heavier silicone lube to the cube to slow it down a little bit, and hopefully it will retain the same feeling. So let's just add a little bit of this and see what happens. So just open this up here, add some weight 4 in, there we go, and break in the cube a little bit more. Alright, it definitely took a lot more lube than you'd think to slow this cube down, and it still is rather fast even after putting a lot of weight 4 in multiple spots on the cube, and it still definitely does retain that feeling, so hopefully that means the lube will last a long time in a cube. Anyway, now that this cube is scrambled up, let's go ahead and do a quick solve to test out the performance. And go. So I do think that this is a really nice new lubricant. It's definitely not the first one I would go out and buy as a newer cuber. I still think that DNM37 and Lubical Silk are the best 2 ones for making your cube fast or smooth respectively, but it is very unique, and for a certain type of cuber who really likes that unique gliding feel, I think it could definitely be a very good option. Also, if you have a really slow cube, like say a big cube with a lot of friction in between the pieces that you want to speed up, it could also be a good option. But for the ultimate test, what I want to do is stick it inside of the slowest cube of all, the original Rubiks brand speed cube. This is probably my full speed J-perm on this cube. This thing is just ridiculously slow. So I'm going to go ahead and try it out inside of this cube. Let's get some of the A right here. Stick it inside. There we go. I just finished doing a couple of solves and it's actually already a decent bit faster. Anyway, let's get out reagent B. Stick 2 or 3 drops of it in the cube and then very quickly start turning. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And turn the cube all around. And here we go. Here is the Rubiks brand with the new lubricant. Now, needless to say, some cubes just cannot be helped along by adding more lube to them, but I would say this is still a significant improvement to how it was before. And if you just turn one side at a time, like that is ridiculous for this Rubik speed cube. That is just crazy. Anyway, let's just pretend that never happened and get back to this cube that turns so much better. Anyway, I don't really know much about buying this lubricant aside from the fact that you can get it at thecubicle.com, and I'll add the link to the description once it becomes available. Anyway, that is just about it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.